The insult didn't sting, it burned. We had just buried my grandfather when my father looked me dead in the eye and said, "You're useless now. Leave." No grief, no pause, just venom dripping from his mouth as he shoved me out of the house we once shared. He had inherited $400 million that morning. The ink on the lawyer's papers wasn't even dry before he turned to me, his only child, and erased me like chalk from a blackboard. And I didn't argue. I walked out with nothing but silence. It wasn't always like that. As a child, I admired him. His sharp suits, his booming voice, the way he commanded rooms without lifting a finger. I thought he was invincible, a king, and I was proud to be his shadow. But shadows are easy to step on. Over the years, I learned what he really was: selfish, cruel, addicted to power. My mother had left because of it. I stayed, hoping one day he'd see me, choose me. Instead, he chose money. And in that moment, at my grandfather's funeral, he showed me what I really was to him: nothing. Still, I didn't scream, I didn't beg, I didn't even cry. Because while he celebrated his fortune, I remembered my grandfather's last words to me, whispered when no one else was around: patience. The truth will outlive arrogance. I didn't know what he meant then, but I would soon enough. The first crack appeared less than 24 hours later. The lawyer called me. His voice carried a suppressed chuckle. "Your father," he said, "is already throwing parties. Has he even read the will?" My pulse quickened. Why? That's when he laughed, low, controlled, almost pitying. Because the money isn't his. Not really. I met the lawyer the next morning. The office smelled of old books and polished wood. He slid the document across the table, his eyes glinting. I read carefully. My grandfather had left everything, every cent, every property, every share, in a trust. And the trustee wasn't my father. It was me. My father was named only as a temporary caretaker, stripped of power the moment he abused it. One clause sealed it. If he acted against me in any way, financially, emotionally, publicly, the trust passed directly into my hands. I sat back, heart steady. The trap had already been set. My grandfather had built it years ago. My father had just walked straight into it. I didn't rush home. I let time do the cutting. 2 days later, the party stopped. The phone calls began. My father's tone shifted from arrogance to unease. "There seems to be a problem with the bank," he muttered. "Some confusion." I told him nothing. By the end of the week, he was frantic. Investments frozen, accounts locked, creditors circling. His empire, built on greed, already crumbling. And still, I stayed silent. The confrontation came on a gray Tuesday morning. I walked into his office unannounced. He looked smaller somehow, hunched behind his desk, phone pressed to his ear as he barked at another banker who refused him. When he saw me, the blood drained from his face. "You," he hissed, standing. "This is your doing." I cut him off with calm precision. "No, father, this is yours. Did you even read the will?" His mouth opened, closed. The color left his cheeks as the truth clicked into place. I placed the document on his desk. "You inherit nothing," I said. "Grandfather trusted me, not you. You were a placeholder. And the moment you threw me out, called me useless, you voided your rights. Every dollar is mine now." Silence filled the room, heavy, crushing. Then I leaned closer, my voice a whisper sharp enough to cut. "You destroyed yourself in 24 hours." He sank into his chair, hands trembling. The man who once towered over me looked like a child who had just been scolded. "Please," he muttered, barely audible. "We can work something out." I didn't let him finish. "No. You had everything, and you threw me away. Now I'll show you what useless feels like. Walking out of that office, I felt lighter than I ever had. For years, I'd lived in his shadow, waiting for approval that never came. But the truth was simple. I never needed him. He needed me. My grandfather had seen it long before I did. Now, the fortune was mine. But more than that, the power was mine. I didn't destroy my father. He destroyed himself. All I did was hold up the mirror my grandfather left behind. And the look on his face when he saw what he'd done? That was worth more than 400 million.